Well, hello everyone, I'm Peasant. I am going to be attempting to beat Prussia 1 with Wildfire, and I am finding Wildfire so hard to use that this might not be the first attempt. I've already tried a few times today. What Prussia 3 I generally consider with most spirits to be my kind of comfort level. My kind of, oh, let's try out a spirit on Prussia 3, I'll probably win. I mean, I might lose. But that's not been the case today. It is obviously harder to play while you're explaining stuff, but yeah, let's not go too heavy on the excuses. So we've got Prussia 1. I didn't want to put Prussia 0 in the title. That just seemed awful. So Prussia 1, and basically they've just got a fast start. That's what's going on with Prussia. So the rules are as standard, and we are just going to go with that. So I was tempted to pick a map that was a lot better for Wildfire. For example, like this one's a really good one. But instead, I didn't want to do that. I'm on Prussia 1. I should be able to handle this, and I have had some practice today. Failed attempts with higher difficulties. So what do we have here? Let's actually take this in. So this does seem to be strategically a much more complex spirit, and to add in pure solo, it's actually harder because you don't have the blight pool to play with. I know that very skilled players are great with Wildfire, but I have not got there with Wildfire, not just yet. I think what's seen as a standard move is to go with the energy growth option up here and then go straight into some asphyxiating smoke. And I've got this that I can destroy, and then or I could even destroy the incoming town that's going to be built here in the sand. That probably seems quite good, but the other thing that's tricky about Wildfire is that both tracks are actually quite good. A lot of spirits, I feel like one track or the other is really obviously the superior track, but Wildfire is not like that at all. So if you're looking at this because you're interested in the DLC, which has just come out for Spirit Island Digital, these promos are legitimately, these are interesting spirits. Often with board games you get some promos that are a bit like, yeah, I'm sure a lot of playtesting went into those ones. It's not the case here. This is the real thing. So with Wildfire, just sharing some of my bitterly learned experience, the zero range targeting, the requirement to have blight in the land, it can get a bit tricky. That's certainly been my experience. Let's just hope that being Prussia against Prussia 1 will actually make it. The other thing that's tricky is that I'm trying not to spend too long in the tank, because I don't think that's the best kind of entertainment. I guess you could be thinking what would be a better thing to do and then berating me, in which case, feel free to do that in the comments. So the default, I think, is to do this and then go with smoke. But I think I'm actually not. I'm going to consider that. The other thing I need to consider is what track I want to start on, because some people like going double fire early, because with this spirit, if you're for each fire that's showing on your tracks, you do damage when you place your presence, which is arguably the best thing about this spirit. Whew. Tricky, tricky, tricky. One thing that is of note is that placing a presence here is great for me because I will be in a area with blight, which is what you want with this spirit, and also I'll be preventing this whole set of builds there, which is lovely. And in fact, I can clear out this area too. So I think that going with the default is pretty great. But, but there you go. This is the complexity of the Wildfire, is that this growth action is only a distance of 1. So in fact, I can't prevent the whole build over here and go with this energy gaining option. Yeah, it's a bit like that. As we know, and there's little to no point in actually placing extra presence in here. So maybe I'm not going to be asphyxiating smoking. We're going to be. I want to prevent this set of builds and gain a power card and maybe asphyxiating smoke next turn. But then, I think I'm going to do it. I can't. I think that it's not. I need to, keep doing things. And then we're thinking, well, do we want to be going plays or power? And that is something we won't know until we've seen what cards we get. We might get a minor that really changes everything. Let's see what we've got. So I think, obviously, fire and green are the icons we want because that's for this power here and this power here. See, mountains are cool too. So this actually has perfect icons for that possible double blight removal, which is obviously very strong. This will help with the energy economy, and removing blight is actually quite good for this spirit. No, actually, I think this is... I quite like this, because I can use this straight away. I can use this turn 1. If I... No, I can't. I don't have the energy to use it turn 1. I think I am going to go with Rouse the Trees and Stones. I think I'm going to go purely for the icons. And I'm going to clear this area here. And this is a 1 cost. Maybe that means I want to go more along the power track. Oh, I just don't know. I think I'm going to go with my trusty thing. And I'm hoping that if I can beat this on Prussia 1, and there is even the smallest amount of demand, I will then try Prussia 2, etc. Try different adversaries as I kind of get better with this spirit. This is not one that I've played much with my physical copy at all. And it's if that's not obvious. So we can get ourselves a cheeky 2 fear here, which I think is definitely worthwhile, even if we are kind of potentially creating minor problems for ourselves in the future. Or we can in fact just use the Firestorm to just kill this guy. Either way, it's good. I've just been having such trouble in this game that I actually think I'm going to go with the conservative here and just do that. And I think with this spirit, your best chance is probably just to race and destroy everything rather than trying to farm fear. Okay, we've got an explore there. It would have been obviously nice to destroy this, but you can't have everything you want. Or in fact, in my case, you can't really have anything you want. But maybe here with the 2 card plays and this, that could be quite nice. And I could even have a sacred site here, which would be good for my targeting. So if I go with this, I could place on here, have an additional sacred site. We've got no ravages to worry about. So I think that's what I'm going to go with. It should mean I then have a load of energy. And I'm going to go down this track, because if I get this second fire activated, I will actually be placing Blight, and there's no need to do that and no great benefit. Though, that said, I could kill this town, which would be quite nice. What cards have we got left? And killing this town is pretty significant. It's going to potentially prevent explores. And the other problem with making a sacred site here is we're actually kind of skipping the best thing about this spirit, which is the ability to destroy things with placement. So actually, I'm just going to not do what I said I was going to do. I think we definitely want to have more energy, though, because it is pretty awkward when you don't have any. So I can't actually go there. So we'll go here. We'll prevent this whole series of builds. That's the damage from placement. And we actually have 2 players here. And I think Rouse the Trees and Stones is pretty nice. Obviously, there's not actually much blight on the board. We don't actually have anyone in with us. So the Firestorm is completely pointless unless I can push someone in with me. And Rouse the Trees and Stones, we can only use on this at the moment because we don't have a sacred site here. Maybe the existence of this card might mean that we want to maybe think a bit more. We could go asphyxiation as well. The range 2, and again, there's the absence of a sacred site. There's definitely going to be a town built in here. But what we could do that's quite nice is if we can destroy both of these, we've kind of cleared the inner lands, which is always very nice. But with Flame's Fury, we could wipe out the Explorer and the town. But I actually think I'm going to go with this, with these 2. And yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. And again, it's a tricky business trying to commentate and play at a speed that's not awful. And I mean, you could make the argument that editing is good, but I think that can also feel a little bit disjointed. So I'm going to Rouse the Trees and Stones in here. Oh, I can't because of the misery of my my sacred site placement. Let's destroy that. So that's good. And we can push this fella into here. We don't really want to push them in there. We'll push them in here. This guy can just get murdered at some point. It'll be fine. We can asphyxiate in there. And we could push this guy, but I don't think I've got an option. I have to push, unfortunately. The reason I'm sad about that is because if I can put them on the coast, is that when you've got these 1 damage ravages and a Dahan, obviously that clears the space completely, which is nice. It's a nice investment in the future. So we're now at the stage of maybe reclaiming. The trouble, of course, with this spirit is that your best thing pretty much is placing a presence. And so if you can't place presence, then you're just really sad all over the place. But the other thing is, because it's so powerful to place your presence, you might in fact just want to reclaim early. We actually only have 2 buildings on the board, I've just realized. So, maybe going down to Prussia 1 was a bit too much of a drop in difficulty, but I'm not going to count my chickens. This game has wrecked me before in less brutal circumstances. Would be nice, though, to be reclaiming on a turn that didn't matter. So let's do some thinking about this. We've got Ravages here that don't matter. We've got a build there that doesn't matter. We've got a build here that would be nice to prevent if we can, but I don't think we've got the fast stuff going on. Next turn, we're probably going to have, it's an Age 2 Explore, so it could be anywhere, and a new town is going to be coming on. So it's probably a turn where we're definitely going to want to be killing stuff by placing our presence, because it's going to be a scarier turn altogether. And it's going to be, yeah, because we've gone from Age 1 to Age 2, we can't really hedge our bets about where that new person is going to be. I would like to have more cards, though. But then, once we have reclaimed, I'm going to desperately want that energy. It would be, and if I can Flames Fury with Rouse the Trees and so that can kill a city, which is pretty great. But I don't think I want to reclaim right now. Maybe I do. There's actually not a lot going on here. Yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to reclaim. And then regret it intensely, because, if you're not... Oh, of course, I don't have the energy. I will gain an energy. Let me just check that. I will gain a singular energy on the reclaim. Yeah, we're doing it. I'm going to try and just keep it moving. Boon is obviously great in most contexts, but this one, not so much. We like rocks, and these are horrible icons for us. No fire, no plants. I guess Boon is always the icons you want, but in solo spirit as well, it's not so great, because this is amazing in multi-spirit with Moy 1. But so we'll go with Constancy, but we probably won't necessarily use it. We want to go Flames Fury, and we want to rouse these trees, but I've just realized that I don't have the adjacent sacred site that I was talking about setting up earlier. Oh boy. And I can't actually undo this, because I have seen, I could change my minor power choice, but beyond that, I can't. Isolation might be good. In fact, it might be okay. I could actually clear this land and prevent this build and cluster people in here. Or even push them in here where I can kind of kill them at my leisure. So although it's completely off-brand, I think that is what I'm going to do. Because it's a naught cost as well. Okay, yeah, we'll do that. So we're going to isolate, which is going to push... We're going to push these 2 out of here into this area, where then, maybe you're right now, but in the future, we'll be able to murder them. Rouse is no good for now. We could do Flames Fury just for the sake of killing off this guy, especially as we're going to have people to kill in here in future turns. Because what I'm talking about there is getting the green that's necessary to get our innate here. We could even Threatening Flames. Yeah, let's Threatening Flames. And yeah. So I can do 1 damage per 2, so I could do a single damage. I can clear this out. Or I can Threatening Flames instead and gain 2 fear. But I think it is just about the complete clear if you can. Let's push these people out into here. And we could Threatening Flames these people as well. Push them maybe into here. And actually that might be okay. We could kind of cluster them in here and maybe think about going down the power track, but it seems so slow. But maybe this is maybe that's okay. No, I think I'm much better off being able to murder them in there. I'm just not going to use threatening flames. Okay, so no jungle builds. The coastal, it's kind of okay. Jungle Ravage we don't care about. This has Dahan in it, so it's going to these guys will fight back and wipe out this guy, which works well for me. We've so hopefully we can get up to 3. We could even start removing Blight now. We can might be a nice. This might be a good time to make a sacred site here, because we'll not only be clearing this build, but we will be getting up to 3 actions. We won't have adjacency on here, but this is about to clear itself, so we don't mind too much about that. So we're going to be placing a presence in here to clear this area, and then we can kind of maybe do Flames Fury Rouse in there, and then with our third action do something that will gain us a fire. We're a bit low on energy, so I think I'm going to go with this one. I'm going here, so that wipes them out. We can push the hut, so I think we will push it in there. We've got a good amount of energy now, and we've got 3 actions. We could asphyxiate. Why not? This always sounds like a charming prospect. We could even go flash fires, asphyxiate, but that's not as good as what we've got going on here. Because the flash fires, I suppose we won't be able to make it fast. Let's just be a pitiful 1 damage, or maybe, well, 2 damage if we're using Flames Fury. But we're gonna go with smoke, I think. Is there actually much difference? Actually, there is a difference. We'll get up to 3 greens. That is a difference. Yeah, so I think we're good there. So we've got 1 damage per flame. So we're actually going to be doing 4 damage in that area there. That's pretty amazing. We're going to Flames Fury ourselves, which will actually put it up to 5 and gain us an energy. And then we can Firestorm in here, getting ourselves a fear card. Oh, well, yeah. And we just, each player chooses a different land with huts. Invaders take 1 damage there, so we've got a few options. This area they're going to die anyway, so we can as well do it there. And we're going to kill that city anyway. So that's cleared itself. We've got a singular build. And we've got the Prussia Explorer. We can just keep putting it in this area here, where it should end up just kind of... We could just murder it kind of by accident. The unfortunate thing about placing it there, of course, is it did grant this Explorer. That is a mistake I just seem to keep on making. Because, you know, why not? if you're gonna make mistakes. And now I should hopefully be able to clear this of anything that matters. We can push this fella in there as well. Then we can asphyxiating smoke in there for another, and we can push them in there. Why not? And we've got burned low. In fact, we can even start removing blight now. And it's really tricky with this spirit because you don't really want to necessarily be. This is actually a really handy blight for us here, but there's an extra one here, so we'll remove that one. Okay. So now all we have to do, we're still only at terror level 1, so in theory we have to destroy everything. We only need to earn 1 more card to get to terror level 2. So we basically need 4 fear and to kill this town. So that feels pretty doable, but it's not doable with 1 card. So this is probably a reclaim. The 4 fear, we probably could get it with the threatening flames. We could use to get 2 fear. Destroying that town in itself will gain a fear, and then maybe some. It's gonna. We're not. Actually, we could prevent this build, but not with the reclaim. All right, let's just do it. Let's just get it done. So the smoke will destroy a town. We are going to get to gain power. It's going to be a minor. Do we have? There isn't a nice fear one in here. Destroy 3 towns. That's pretty juicy. Let's just pick that up. We've cleared the coast, and now it's just trying to mop this up. So I think we want to try and do some threatening flames. So there is going to be a build in here. So we could even threatening flames push these guys into here, and then there will be a build here. Then we can drought them, which is mildly stylish. I'm quite pleased with that. I do still have a third action. Destroy 3 towns, add blight. So that should be game. And it's a bit funny with this. I kind of, at this point, if I was playing the physical game, I'd just pack it up. Well, not pack it up, but I'd be, you know. But we have to bear in mind that there is going to be an extra Prussian town thrown in because of the adversary effect. Sorry, the escalation effect. So we probably do want to have some asphyxiating smoke as well to deal with that. But that looks pretty good. So we're going to threatening flames to push these guys into. Oh yeah, we don't actually want to make them build a town though, do we? That doesn't seem wise. We're trying to do this quickly. So yeah, we're going to push them in here instead. And then we've got a firestorm. Which you can do it there. Defends with huts. We don't care about that. Oh, that was lucky. God damn it. I'm so absent-minded. Oh, trying to play a game quickly that I don't normally play very quickly. So we're going to put this... we'll put it in there. This is our kind of safe zone. And we're into the slows now. So we can destroy... We can remove some blight, but we can just asphyxiate smoke here. And then we can push this guy so I can witness the drought. And that should be game. There you go. So yeah, that was a very quick win with Heart of Wildfire versus Prussia 1. So thanks for watching. I've been Peasant. I'm going to do more of these. If you have any requests for spirits, adversary combos, let me know in the comments below. So thanks so much and see you next time.